Right, hey guys, welcome back to the channel Builtprado. I'm Matt Preston and today we're doing a video on Teralume 8.5 inch icons install video. Now as you can see, they're already on the car and we've already also had the light bar removed and the fishing rod holders. So no, not only are we more legal, it also is more of a clean look as well, and it doesn't obstruct my view and stuff. So this is all in preparation for the new bull bar that's coming next year. So but this will be a similar sort of setup, but just with a different bar. So yeah, I'm going to run you guys through the unboxing, and then we're going to show you how to put the wiring loom in the car and how I've wired it up in this car. So yeah, come along for the ride, and yeah, we'll show you how these lights get put on.
Okay guys, here's the Teralume Icon Performance Riding Lights. So super massive box here, also super heavy. Looks really good, and it's a pretty good unboxing experience. I'll let you guys decide. It's got a little made for the people on the left side there. Now inside we get a little note from the company themselves, which is really nice, and a QR code as well. And that's just a quick startup guide on how to set up. And you also get a little sticker as well. So I'll put that on the side. And then a bit of foam, and then boom, get the lights out there. So as you can see, you got your wiring loom here, and you got your nuts and bolts, anti-theft nuts and bolts, and you've also got your Allen keys. They actually bring 2 for each set, so you've got 4 Allen keys there, which is pretty nice. And then in here you've got pretty much, this is the basic wiring loom, but it does also have some other pieces in here, like it's got 2 of these little wires here. Now what these do is, these you can actually get the wiring loom. Now I'm not sure you can see that, but that is different to that. As you can, this is more of a traditional size, this is a bigger size for more output. Because these lights draw more output, it needs these bigger ones. So, but if you have, for example, I've got the King spotties on my car, and they run off these, but these ones draw more power, more powerful, so it needs the big one. So if you want to get an adapter, this end will go into here like this, and then now you could run off the King spotties off that, because it's pretty much making it more powerful into less power for that. So that's just something to realise, because I thought I could use my old wiring loom with these spotties, but I can't because it uses that, which is heaps bigger than that. Alright, cool. So yeah, you've got 2 of those as well. And then you've got one of these funny looking things. Now on this wiring loom actually has an attachment, as you can see here, which is the same end. So if you wanted to run something else off this, you can. So as you can see, it's got all that wiring there for that. Very nice, Teralume. They've got all this extra wiring in here. Now this one here, this is more for your traditional, pretty sure it's a H4 plug. Now like my old Toyota lights run off that. But same again, you can get this one and plug it in there like that, and you can actually run that as well, and like, these will do light bars and all that sort of stuff. So very nice of Teralume to actually include that. So if you have another light bar, you can just hook it up to that. So very generous with the amount of extra wires they've brought here in the box. And then you've obviously got the wiring loom itself as well, which is huge, and it's like got really big thick protection on it, which is really good. Alright, now these spotties are 8.5 inch is what they're called, what they're titled, but I've held these right against my 9 inch illuminators from King's, and they're very similar size, maybe a tiny bit smaller, pretty much the same. And to top it up, I've heard other people call them 9 inch as well. So we're just gonna call them 9 inch. Now these are, you can't really tell this, but these are really heavy, and I'm actually gonna get them on a scale compared to the Kings, just so you get an idea of comparison. But this is stainless steel, so super heavy, super strong. It's 5mm thick, and it's not gonna rust, which is what you want. So, and it's got a laser cut with the logo in there as well, on both sides, which is a nice touch. Very fine line there, and it's very strong. And then as you can see here, anti-theft bolts with a little dot in the middle, which means a regular star bit won't be able to just take that off. You actually need a special one. And then you've also got your little adjuster here to adjust the depth. Now, I can't stress enough, this is quite heavy. You might think I'm just making that up, but it's noticeable weight. that's for sure. Alright, cool, so we'll just take them both out of the box so you can have a see what they look like. And then that box pretty much empty beyond that point. And then here you have the two spotties. So yeah, very nice, very happy with them. Can't see how they perform. Now if you look really closely, these three here are actually, they've got little white LEDs, whereas the rest of them are yellow. So if you look up there, you should be able to see that. Now, obviously it's made like that for a reason, and that's just how it gets a bit more light out there and a bit more of a wider spread. Now, this ring is very high quality, and it's got nice little grooves in it and bends. It's not like just one thickness, and then you've just got the little logo down there as well. Now, the vents on these are absolutely huge. I don't know if you can see that, but it's roughly like 50 mil, so it must have a lot of heat coming through it. They must be pumping out a lot of light, because that's super high flowing for air, which is nice. And on the back here, the wire just looks like that, so you can't plug it out or steal it, because this will be behind the grille within the car. So unless you cut it, but then again you're going to get anti-theft bolts, so it's not going to be easy to steal, which is good. And yeah, this plugs about 300 mil, so that's plenty to run it into the grille of your car. So yeah, super happy with them, and yeah, now we're just gonna hopefully install them on the car.
Alright, now I'm sure all of you at home have installed a wiring loom before. It's pretty simple really. You just get out the box. Now there's two ways you can sort of do it. The way I found to do it, which was really easy, was I actually got it out and I laid it out on the car where I wanted everything and how everything, where it had to go. Because you can either run wires obviously up here through the grille, or near the radiator here, or up along the back here. So depending where your battery is, which mine's in this corner, and obviously I got to get my switch over there, so I got to get it on that side. Now, yeah, it's pretty easy. Now I had the King's wiring loom in here from before for my spotties, and also had the light bar with the little attachment on that to run that as well. So for me, I was able to lay it out, copy the previous layout of the King's, and just lay it on top, and then I knew where everything had to go. And then I obviously pulled the whole King's wiring loom out. Now, another little handy tip I found, this is only in the scenario that you've already got old wiring loom in here. My old switch through the firewall, obviously I got to run the new switch through it, because I didn't want to use the old King's switch. It wasn't very nice. So I thought it was pretty sneaky, but I taped the new wiring switch onto the old one. So as I pulled it through, it went through the firewall, and so I was able to get rid of the old wiring switch while putting the new one in at the same time, instead of just pulling it out and then being like, oh, now I've got to run a new wire through. And it was just a lot easier, because it's pretty squishy in that firewall, and I've already got another cable for my second battery through there, so it's already pretty tight in there. But yeah, so now I'm going to pick you guys up on the camera, and I'm just going to run you through how I've wired it up on this car. Alrighty, so my little power box is here, and then there's just a wire that goes through here to the negative and positive, so that's pretty simple. And then the rest of my wires, pretty much one goes through here, there's a hole under in there, which pops out here, and then as you can see, one goes to this one goes to that one. Now, the cabling is very long on these, it's like 1.5 meters, not sure you can see, but that's all excess, and that's all excess there. So there's heaps of cabling as well, and this is different to the King's because there's no plug actually here like the King's one. It actually just, that's all sort of manufactured like that, so the plug actually gets hidden, which I think is really clever because it's also protected by the bonnet from the weather. Now, so obviously the cables run into there, and then I've got one cable, which is this one here, I'm pretty sure, and that runs just along here, down through here, into here, and I've just gone under here, and then you can see the red tape there, that's the cable there. And then I took this out just so I could get access, because my file's in there, it's very squishy, and then I was able to run that cable to there, and that's the cable that switches it on. So if we go inside the car here, there it is there. Alright, here it is wired up in the dash. Excuse all the mud from the bog hole. Now, this is what we're looking like, and it's a very nice switch, got a little rubber seal around it, whereas the old one was just like this, and it was just the same sort of setup, but this one's bigger and it's got a light into it. This light never worked, and it's a nicer switch to press. Obviously it's more expensive, and then yeah, obviously that just runs up through there. So yeah, really happy with it, and that's what it looked like. super bright, works very well. This is like not slightly darker, but you can see how bright it is already. So super happy with them. Okay guys, now compared to my old lights, these are kind of different. They because obviously they're drawing heaps more power, hence why I had to switch over the wiring loom. But these are actually got a when you turn them on, it's got a more of a sort of directional long beam instead of like a spread. Now my old lights, the King's lights, when I had them on with no light bar, it did a lot more of like a general sort of white area, but whereas these do a bit more of a sort of like pointing down the road sort of thing, but they still have the spread as well. And like I said before, how some of these are yellow, some of these are white, you can actually sort of see that. So it's a bit less, it's a bit more easier in the eyes, because the King's ones are sort of fully white, and it's sort of you guys will know this, but when you're driving out at night and the very white light from here, it's sort of a bit too much. It doesn't actually need to be like that. So this lighting, it's got a bit of like a yellow in it, and it's actually nicer to look at, and it's also like clearer and it's fine. So really happy with how they've done that design on there. So what I'm trying to say is that pretty much these do a bit more of a long distance directional beam, which is good for those long drives at night. Alright, now I've already mentioned before, but the build quality in these is just insane, as you'd expect for the price point. So I'm really happy with them though, and they don't have any covers that snap on like some other brands like Supernova and Kings and stuff, but it's just one less thing to break and to worry about, so I'm not too fussed about that. But we'll see the distance and how they go. We'll probably do a 3-month review on them, just to see. By then I've driven heaps on the night road and just get a really good idea how they perform. I've heard if you're doing full driving, you don't really want these, like these are so bright, like they're just going to completely shine everything. If you're doing like a rock crawl at night, you'd rather have like little sort of lights. So I might have to look into see if Teralume do any sort of little rock crawler lights or something, just so I can just see a little bit but don't completely like flood out the whole full drive track. But yeah, super keen with them, and can't wait to see that they won't rust unlike the other ones I had. Yeah, and I'm probably going to do a video down the line if you guys are interested in a Teralume versus Kings direct comparison, so we can like put them on a scale, weigh them, and really get a good idea of what you're getting for your money, these over the Kings. So yeah, but that's it for now guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, if you have any questions or anything, let me know down below. If I missed anything, let me know, and I'll be sure to answer it. But till then guys, thanks for watching, and catch you guys next time. Cheers.